Last time I beat Spiel with fucking. I used Spiel to beat Pearl. Now I'm using Chinchou to beat Soulsilver. You know, is that our goal? Same fucking game, honestly, besides Lugia. I could name it Lily. For no reason, honestly. I just like to name Lily. And it fits. Well, time to skip this boring shit. Rival time! I love the freeway online Pokemon, by the way. Chinchou start fucking sucked. It only has Bubble and Supersonic. But I leveled up 2 times and I learned Thunder Wave level 6. So I used Thunder Wave on the Chikorita to paralyze it. Then I went for a Supersonic and hoping to at least either have it hit itself or be paralyzed. Parafusion. Only I had like something like Iron Head, then I can get Paraflinching. It uses Growl, but I only have Bubble as an attacking move, so I start spamming Bubbles. Doesn't do too much, it's, you know, resistance and all that. And then goes for another Growl, doesn't hit itself. By the way, it's such a low chance for it to bypass Confusion and Paralysis, but whatever. Goes for Tackle. I go for Bubble. And goes for Tackle again. We're just Roshi and Moen at this point. Bubble, I gotta crew Bubble. Bubble's only 20 power, so that sucks. It's a really shitty starting move. Especially when you're like me and decide to be a Master Chase and give your rival a Grass type starter. More Bubble Beams on the way. Bubble Beams, I wish. More Bubbles on the way. And I decided to confuse it again. This game pretty close. You don't have to win this, but I don't want to lose it either. Chikorita bypass Confusion, but they didn't bypass Paralysis. I went for another Bubble. Bring it to red health, and since he doesn't use potions, he can't heal it, and he got paralyzed again. Then Tackle. Bubble, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was really a bad start for me, but hey, the ending was pretty good. Next up, Elder Elite. Soon Elder sees a Sprout leader, and you know what? He's kind of a mini boss fight. I'll go for Thunder Wave on his first Bellsprout, and then I go for Supersonic to confuse his other Bellsprout. To confuse his Bellsprout. You know, Parafusion. It's the only thing I can really do against grass types right now. I don't have any ice type moves yet. Then, it's paralyzed, I start going for water guns, which I learned while grinding, killing his sages and whatnot. It's paralyzed again. I go for another water gun. Water gun's the best move I'm gonna have for a while for this, until I reach Goldenrod City, where I can get some better moves for Chinchou. One more water gun, and I take out the Bellsprout. I'm gonna skip to his Hoo-Hoo because the second Bellsprout is relatively the same. Hoo, I just started using Water Gun as it pecked me for whatever reason. Like, I'm pretty sure it has a normal type move, I think. Peck, Hypnosis, Foresight, and maybe Quick Attack? I don't know. Or Tackle. I'm surprised I didn't go for that, but I just kept using Peck. So Peck, Water Gun, Peck, Water Gun, Peck, Water Gun, where I went for one last Water Gun, and boom. There goes Elder Elite. He gave me the TM Flash that I taught to my Bellsprout, so I'm not HM slaves. Next up is Falkner. Falkner would be really annoying just because of Sand Attack. And Pidgey uses Sand Attack. It's gonna use always. I go for Thunder Wave, and I get the Paralysis on it. And he's paralyzed, can't move. Then I went for Water Gun, hoping to either get a crit or just for it to be paralyzed again. Bring it to yellow health, uses Tackle and not Sand Attack, which I got lucky with. Just a single love spamming Sand Attack. One more Water Gun, and there goes the Pidgey. Next up is this Pidgeotto. Still underleveled, but hey, not as underleveled as it was in Gold, Silver, Crystal. Go for another Thunder Wave to paralyze the bird. Goes for Tackle, doing a 9 damage. I go for Supersonic to confuse it. You know what? I'll take it right now. Supersonic's hitting most of the time for like, what is it, a 55 accuracy move. I go for another Water Gun to bring it down. It doesn't do too much damage, but I'm getting really lucky. It hit itself. At this point, it's going to start spamming Roost, because once it gets below half health, that's when the thing will spam Roost. It's confused. It hit itself again when it went for Roost. Since Falkner doesn't have any potions, he just falls on Roost. One more Water Gun, and I take out Pidgeotto. Winning me the Zephyr badge. Next up is Proton. Proton time. He sends out Zubat first, and I use Spark. I'm at Water Gun. I don't have Spark yet, I forgot. Water Gun takes Zubat out in one shot. Also, on the way here, I picked up the Shell Bell. Or Shut Shell, whatever the fuck it's called. Basically, I heal damage. I heal 1 health every 10 damage I do. Not much now, but it'll... Best I got. Anyway, I need an item, so I'll just use that. Use a Smokescreen on me, so I use a Water Gun. Then, luckily, Smokescreen doesn't do anything. I hit another Water Gun, and it's taken out. Next up is Bugsy. Delicious Slowpoke tails. Alright. While grinding, I learned Spark, and I learned Confuse Ray on the way here. And remember, so I go for Spark on the site, there goes for Focus Energy. I do about 75%, then it heals up to about half. With its Citrus Berry. Citrus berries always seem more useful to you, Gym Leader, than me. Granted, I don't use berries that much. Uses U-turn, switches over to Metapod, and while I was using Spark. And I recovered a little bit of health. The thing I like about the Shell Bell is that the health I recover may not be a lot, but it does help. Since U-turn it about half, I'm getting above half. No, I'll just use Spark again, because just keep using it, why not? I might kill it anyway. Heal up a little bit more. The next up is Scyther again. And it goes for... And I thought, okay, it's probably an U-turn. No, it goes for another Focus Energy. So my Spark kills his best Pokemon. God, why can't all my other runs against Bugsy be off? Bugsy, which I play this game, is always so fucking annoying with that Scyther. Anyways, go to Kakuna, 2 Sparks, there it goes. I got the Hive Badge. The Hive Badge. Like the Hive Mind. Like Reddit. Or any other social media platform, honestly. Next up is Silver. I had to grind up to level 23 on our takedown for his Bayleaf, because it kept stalling me with Synthesis and Poison Powder. So go for Spark on the Gas Leaf for the one-shot, since Water Gun, I don't know if Water Gun will one-shot, and since Gas Leaf doesn't have good defense, I use Spark. Next up is his Bayleaf, which scares me. I went through Thunder Wave just to paralyze it, just so I'm most likely to hit by Razor Leaf, because Razor Leaf will probably kill. It gets paralyzed, I start going for takedowns. Hoping doesn't go for Reflect either. Takedown is about a fourth, maybe a little bit less, but my Shell Bell heals up some of the recoil damage, which is nice. You know, takedown, and I get Bayleaf to about under half, then it poisons me. I go for takedown again, as I'm poisoned. Now, right now I have poison and takedown recoil to deal with. Go for takedown again, but I miss, but luckily, if you're me, it's paralyzed. I go for takedown one more time, then there goes the Bayleaf. Well, 2 more times, actually. Since he doesn't heal his Pokemon, I just decided to go for takedown again. And getting the knockout on his Bayleaf. Healing 1 health. And taking that health back. Alright, last is up to Zubat. Spark. Dead. Yeah, nothing special. And that was our rival. Next up is Whitney. But between these, I'm gonna have 2 new moves. Between Whitney and Bugsy and Whitney, I gambled a lot in Voltorb Flip, and I taught Chinchou Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. I fucking hate Voltorb Flip, but once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. Now I'm fine at Minesweeper games like that. So I used Thunderbolt and Clefairy, and I one-shot it. Clefairy's always the easy one, though. Next up is Miltank. Next, I use Thunderbolt, and it does it to 25% health, gets paralyzed, eats its Slum Berry, then uses Stomp. Luckily for me, I can't get flinched because I'm faster, and Lily's a girl, so she can't get attracted. 1 more Thunderbolt, and there goes the Miltank. Officially making Winnie the easiest gym I've ever had with her. Next up is Morava Fight at Burn Tower. I'll see you then. Rival time. He says out of Ghastly. You see, you gotta change my voice. I had to record this for another time. Whatever. 1 Thunderbolt. There goes the fucking Spirit. Spirit away, like that one movie. Next up is a Bayleaf. Did I take out? Well, I use Ice Beam on. Unfortunately, it doesn't kill it. But fortunately, it uses Poison Powder. Damn, babe, it's such a special tank. I love it. Alright. 1 more Ice Beam, and there goes Bayleaf. The best Johto star. Let's say Sinnoh. Alright, next up is his Magnemite. Zubat, Magnemite sucks. I got that confused again in the first recording. Thunderbolt. Took it out. And last up is his Magnemite. Magnemite. Such an interestingly weird Pokemon. And they say Gen 5 has trash designs. I got fucking Magnemite. But that's not a good defense. I'm just saying. It's kind of weird how Gen 5 went for the most hated game to some of the most beloved games. Think about it, it's like before people used to hate on, now a lot of people basically overload. Like, I love them too, but goddamn. But whatever. Back to the challenge. Morty time. Ghastly. Well, speaking of Spirits Away I mentioned earlier, Surf. Wash that Spirit away. Good job. Next is Gengar. Ooh, this Gengar. This Gengar was worse for me than Whitney's Miltank when I was younger. But now, it's a piece of cake. Thunderbolt, paralyze it. It eats a berry, gets over half. It's paralyzed. Then I go for another Thunderbolt, and I crit kill it. Damn, that crit didn't matter. I was gonna win it either way, because once it put me to sleep. Next up is his Haunter. Another Thunderbolt, and last up is one more Haunter. Why didn't he have a Mischievous? It's like, people forget that Pokemon was even in this game. Like, people just think, oh yeah, Mischievous, it was added in Diamond Pearl Platinum. 4th gen. No, it's in this game. This wasn't here. It's kind of like Magnemite, not Magnemite, Murkrow, Slugma, and the other one that was doing super late. Alright, time for the pedophile. I mean, you've seen. I mean, look, he's gonna be a pedophile. He's a Drowsy. That thing's probably the most pedophilic Pokemon out there. Alright, Thunderbolt brings it down to 25%, uses Confusion, does 10 damage on me. One more Thunderbolt, packs it in. Yeah. Why am I showing this? I don't know, mini boss fight, I guess. It's important to the story? Not really, but we're never really kept a story here on this channel. This pathetic channel of 3 videos telling this one with shitty ass audio. YouTube is beautiful, people. Electrode. Surf. So, does that mean shiny Electrode? The bottom part's blue, making it an upside down Great Ball, basically. Does that mean there's just a pure blue Pokeball out there, technically? Like, so how that would work? Like, if you picked up a Pokeball, like, you know, like in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, which will be my next challenge, I guess, to take out my emulator working for it. Like, if you pick it up, like, you know, one of those Pokeballs that turns into Electrode in, like, the Magma or Aqua Face or whatever, and it's shiny, that wouldn't be correct, it's still red on the outside. Whatever. Truck time, let's not talk about that. We'll get to that if I do play one of those games later. Alright, Primate's up. I go for Thunderbolt, because, I don't know, Paralysis maybe? That and same power. And I get the Paralysis, goes for Double Team, annoyingly. Does this even have Focus? I think it does. Focus Punch, Rock Slide, Double Team, and Leer, I think that's what it is. I don't know. I go for another Thunderbolt, I hit it, bring it back down to red. It's paralyzed. I go for Thunderbolt, miss it because of the double teams. It goes for Leer. Then I go for another Thunderbolt, and I hit. I thought I was gonna miss again. Oh well. Well, when I say no well, that's fucking great. Fucking dialect, man. And this boring ass content. One more Thunderbolt to Poliwrath. I love Poliwrath. It's beautiful. Bring out red health. It eats its Citrus Berry, bringing it back. Doesn't really matter. Goes for Body Slam, don't get paralyzed luckily. And he goes for Focus Punch that I take him out with Thunderbolt. Alright, I'll see you a lot, Jasmine. Alright, don't blink or you'll miss a lot. So, yeah, I kinda saw this one being an easy combination because I resist almost everything she has. So I surfed one Magnemite. I surfed the other Magnemite. And I also surfed the other Steelix. I might just hyperspeed this Porta just because you already know what's gonna happen. Nah. Gotta reach that 10 minutes even though I'm not making any money off this baby. Whatever. Alright. Jasmine done. I'll see y'all at probably the Ariana fight. I forgot about Petrol, the most forgettable character in Team Rocket, I have to say. Oh well. Thunderbolt to Zubat. Dies. Big shock, right? Chinchou is becoming really good. It's gonna stall though. It's gonna be a stutter. Kinda like with the Spiel. Because like, it was really good for a good portion. Then it just got fucked at the Elite Four. Hope the same doesn't happen with Chinchou. Alright. Thunderbolt to Coughing. And that's it. And last up is Eradicate. So, have y'all ever eaten an electrocuted rat? It's very healthy. Very tasty. Alright. Now we're up with Grande. Guess you just got back from Manchester. Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip the fight. Double battle. I surfed most of the fight, then I ice beamed the Murkrow and Gloom. Like, it's really nothing interesting. Besides the fact that you see a Chinchou outspeeding Lance's underlevel Dragonite, which is kind of funny to me. Speaking of funny, price. That's how you can describe them. And this is what we're doing, right? Now. Damn it. Price, the Winter Soldier. I think. I don't know. The Winter Trainer. Seal. Thunderbolt, as the Chinese churches say. And there goes the seal. Next up is his Pillow Swine. I love Pillow Swine. Mammal Swine's great though. Surf. Maybe I can do an only swing up run. I don't know. There's a lot of runs I want to do. Especially like now that I can play the Gen 3 games now. Ooh. Alright, last up Dugong, Thunderbolt. You get the gist. I'll see y'all whenever I fight the Executive Team Rocket that I might actually just skip. Who knows? We'll see. Alright, we're fighting Petrol again. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip most of this fight because since I didn't forgot to heal for low on PP, I was already struggling to kill all of them. So after I kill these first few coughings and wheezings, I'm just gonna skip to the next part, which is our next rival fight. So yeah, we'll let this play out so we get to the rifle. Rail's hand out. Alright, he starts off with his Golbat, which is more fitting since, you know, he doesn't love his Pokemon. But he's a Thunderbolt now that everything's restored. Petrol Fight could be a lot easier if I did that before too, but whatever. Alright, Golbat's down. Next up is his Meganium. I go for Ice Beam, bringing it down to about a little under half. Goes for Reflect, because you know all my physical moves I have. I go for another Ice Beam, taking out the Meganium. Next up is his Magnemite. That's not evolved yet, because that's not an evolve at level 30, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I barely use Magnemite. One Surf, I think, is down. Next up is Haunter. Haunter, Surf. Watch that Spirit away. It's just like Morty's Gym all over again. Alright, next up is Proton's Golbat. Yeah, there's not really a lot. You don't remember Proton? Slowpoke well, yeah, he has a Golbat and Weezing now. Who'd have thought? He's now just above average grunt. I use Ice Beams because I was smashing the A button. /X since I don't have control hooked up to my computer. Oh well. Ice Beam and Thunderbolt takes out the Weezing. Next up is Ariana, which I forgot to start, so I recorded in the middle of the fight. That's where I hit X with the Thunderbolt, whatever. Another Thunderbolt takes it out. Alright, next up is her Vileplume. Honestly, I don't know if y'all agree with me, I like Blossom on the Vileplume. I use Ice Beam on the Vileplume, one-shot it. Pretty lucky there. Oh, I barely don't one-shot it, never mind. Oh well. Ice Beam, take it out. Next up is her Murkrow. What a fucking snitch that thing was. Alright. I went for a Thunderbolt. Didn't really matter. I should have gone for Ice Beam with the non-stab and killed it. Next up is Archer. Since I had a Houndour, you know, fire type. You know, I love this is what's so about these games for me. I love the Houndour line, but you can't even get to Kanto, like after you beat Lance. So it's like, yeah, let me grind that all the way up. Oh well. Surf, take out the Houndoom too. Last up is Coughing. Well, just like Jasmine, he was a complete Surf sweep. Well, let's get something a little bit more interesting, to say the least, after we take this guy out. Claire. The person that is also one of the more annoying gym leaders in this Johto region. Yeah, she was really nothing. I'm with Thunderbolt with Gyarados, and then we're gonna skip to Kingdra, because that's what the real thing is. The fucking Dragonair just went down to Ice Beams. So we Thunderbolt the Gyarados. And now Kingdra. Yeah, I paralyzed it with Thunder Wave first, and I just started using Thunderbolt on it. Thunderbolt, surprisingly, did a lot of damage for it being neutral. So I just stick with that. It went for Smoke Screen and hit me, unfortunately. Lowering my accuracy caused me to miss a Dragonair later in the fight, but you're not going to see that because it's going to be one Ice Beam anyway. Thunderbolt the Dragonair, then the berry she eats actually puts it out of the healing range. Honestly, these citrus berries are more fucking them over than helping them. So yeah, one more, but I'm not complaining. Goes for a Dragon Pulse. Does final row fight time. That is my 4th time to record this bullshit, but whatever. Starts with Sneasel. I use Thunderbolt and I kill it. I use Surf, and I barely kill it. Goes for Fan Attack, doesn't do too much. And I go for one last Surf. Next up is his Meganium. Now Meganium is, how do I put this? An annoyance to say. Because all it's smooth, because you can use Poison Powder, Petal Dance. So I go for Ice Beam, knowing that won't KO. But then I get a crit and do KO, so you know what? That was pretty good. That brightened me up a little. Next up is a Magneton. And I use, after Confusion Hijinks, where I hit myself 4 fucking times in a row, I use Surf to take out the Magneton. Next up is Haunter, which I just used as HP fodder, so I go for Surf, and I get pretty much Shell Bell HP. Restoring 10 HP, which is actually pretty damn good for Shell Bell anyway. So I don't even think the leftovers are even in this part of the game. Sinzo Kadabra, same thing with Haunter, Surf, HP fodder, done. Next up is his Golbat, which, well, you can already assume what I did. It starts with Thunder and ends with Bolt. And yeah, Golbat didn't last too long. It's poor Zubat, even from the very start of our fights. Ever since you got that thing, never got it, barely did anything. Still better than Barry's Weasel though. Crit that motherfucker every fucking time. Oh well. Whales up. Annoying bitch, made me turn up to level 65 to even fight him. Xatu. These Xatus went down to Thunderbolts, so you know. Nothing really surprising there. Flying types. They're part flying, it's a main weakness. Next up is Jinx. Annoying ass bastards that can use Lovely Kiss. But I go for Thunderbolt for raw damage, don't kill it, goes for Psychic. But luckily, it doesn't drop my special defense, which could really fuck me over, especially since how low stats my Pokemon actually has now. I have base 330 stats, which is not bad for a run, but it's bad when you get to this part where Pokemon have 400 plus base stats. Alright. Next up is Executor. I go for Ice Beam, and I take it out because I'm a crit. You know what? Hey, I'll take it. These grass types can really fuck me up. Last up is next up is his Slowbro. I go for Thunderbolt to do some good damage on it. I don't expect a knockout since Slowbro is pretty defensive, but Slow King's more especially defensive, and I get a critical hit, so Slowbro dies. Last up is his other Xatu, Thunderbolt, one shot. No surprise there. Next up is his Bruno Mint. Will's done, I forgot. Not Bruno, Koga. I forget to leave for fucking order, oh well. Surf the Ariados, I kill it. Poor Ariados. I love the Spinarak line. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. It's like probably Spinarak's probably my 4th favorite Pokemon. Yeah. Fortress, another one of my favorite Pokemons. I fucking hate right now. Double Protect. I swear, I can barely get off Double Protect, and the AI can get it almost every fucking time. I think Quad Protect happened once. That was fun. Oh well. Choose Sirs to get the Fortress. Next up is his... Might be a little bit of a delay on this, by the way. You probably already noticed, but whatever. Next up is Muck. And Muck's an annoying piece of shit, because it knows Minimize. I go for Surf, do it for half, then it starts minimizing up. But luckily, my next Surf hits, taking it out. Alright, there goes the Muck. or whatever's on your screen right now, since it's a delay for me, but you know, you'll deal with it. Next up is Venomoth, Thunderbolt. That's all. It didn't do too. Thunderbolt took it out. Just up 2 Thunderbolts, I should say. One for Toxic. Did I use enough Thunderbolt? So I am on a timer, but Koga's done, basically. So I don't have anything to worry about. You know, Venomoth's always weird to me. Because, you know, you always think it evolves from Tangela. Not Tangela, fucking Metapods looks like Caterpie, but that's a different story. Alright, so I used Surf on the Hitmontop because I was debating what to do, and, you know, just to save PP, so I'm not going to use my max elixir before I fight Lance, where it would be most useful. So 2 Surfs took out the Hitmontop. Honestly, my favorite... I don't know, actually. Hitmontop's not really not my favorite one. Alright, Surf took out the Onyx. Big Whoop, yeah, Rock Ground type. I don't know why he has it. Even if it's funny, it's more stable in his team than his Machamp. Being a Machamp, that's what's up next. Took it out after a while, just because of it being annoying with Cross Chop and healing with this berry. Next up is Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee was like Hitmontop. Took a few Thunderbolts, or slash Surfs, same power, stab on both of them. Alright, then his Hitmonchan was more of the same when it comes out. Couple of attacks, but not before land. But Hitmonlee does go down, but not before land a powerful high jump kick, bringing me down to 46 HP. Last up is his Hitmonchan. That's probably my favorite one, especially in Gen 4 after after its type coverage actually was good. Alright, I go for Surf because I only have 1 Thunderbolt, and in between fights I use a regular Ether on Thunderbolt, knowing I'm going to need it for carrying. So there goes Hitmonchan. Next up is Karen. She can talk to my manager any day, you know what I mean. Thunderbolt, after a few Thunderbolts, check out the Umbreon. Umbreon, actually no, my favorite evolution is Umbreon. I fucking hate fighting it, though. Vileplume went down to a few Ice Beams, and not before hitting me with a Stun Spore, which was fun. Because in this game, Electric type skill get paralyzed, that's fun, whatever. So she's gonna heal, and I just go for another Ice Beam, hoping I don't get... Oh, never mind, she doesn't heal, she goes for Petal Dance, I forgot. Another Ice Beam, takes it out. Alright. Next up is her Gengar, I believe. But I'm just gonna cut to its death just because it was fucking annoying. Thunderbolt, got rid of it. Alright, last up is... I think the last one is our Houndoom. 1 Surf, took it out since Houndoom. Basically like Archie all over again. And lastly, it's her... How do I say that name again? Murkrow. It's so weird seeing Murkrow in Elite Four just because it's because you now know it has an evolution. 1 Thunderbolt took it out. Next up is Lance. We'll see what we do. We see what we can do to him. Champion Lance time. Starts off with Gyarados. It's Intimidate. Then I use Thunderbolt. And like all the Gyarados we ever fought, from Claire's to that one. Basically Claire's, I think it's something I actually recorded. Because I killed a Gyarados from Thunderbolt too. You know what? Just like all the other Gyarados that I've killed in this game. 1 Thunderbolt took it out. Next up is Dragonite. I put on the Nevermelt Ice to get that extra kick. And I took it out in 1 shot with Ice Beam. So 2 Dragonites were the same deal. Because, you know, I'm a champion. And I have access to 2 regions full Pokemon. You know what? I'm gonna have half my team be the same Pokemon. And have literally no differences, basically. Alright, another Ice Beam. Kills the Dragonite. Kills its second Dragonite. Because, you know, if the level 50 couldn't take one, maybe the level 49 can. No, level 48. Next Dragonite. 1 final Ice Beam. Dead. I'm gonna mention here that I'm gonna skip to the end of me killing Charizard because my Thunderbolt was barely not knocking it out. And it kept using full restores. He used like 4 full restores to heal this fucking big dragon. Whatever. Thunderbolt, I got a crit, ironically, when I was at red health. You know. Because, you know, fuck me. Last up is his Aerodactyl. 1 Thunderbolt took it out. And that needs to make me the champion. Alright, well. Blue's the only interesting fight in Kanto, so I guess I'll see you there. Bye-bye. Don't know why I'm fucking saying that. It's gonna be instantly for you. It's gonna be a few hours for me to get to Blue. Alright. We'll be back at Blue. Alright, Blue. The only gym leader I'm showing in Kanto. He starts off with an Executor, and I start out, and I throw out my Chinchou. It's level 79 now. After all this shit, I'm battling every trainer I find, but I'm only using 1 Pokemon, and I'm still not over Red's Pikachu's level. That's how crazy it is. I use Ice Beam, get it down to red health, and I freeze it luckily, so it can't do anything. It heals up with a full restore, then I go for another Ice Beam, bringing it back, getting a crit, and ending Executor. Next up is his Rhydon, which goes down to 1 Surf. I don't know why he sent out, I guess he saw the whole, you know, ground type thing. Ooh, electric. But I guess he realized that I'm also water type, so 1 Surf, pack that thing away. Next up is this. By the way, on the way here, I found this is one trainer. He has a level 60 Metapod. Alright, I Surf his Arcanine. So, yeah. And there's the Arcanine. If you're wondering why it's poison, it's because it roared me out and Tentacle came out, and you got poisoned via Tentacle. Alright, next up is Gyarados. Like every Gyarados in this run, 1 Thunderbolt packed it in. Last up is his Pidgeot, which, you know, flying type. Nothing too special. Imagine if he had, especially if he had maybe evolutions, because, you know, it's, or like any of the Kanto stars. I know they gave red all the Kanto stars, like it's yellow, but it's like, surprised they didn't have like a Jolteon or something. I don't know. 1 Thunderbolt, put Pidgeot away. Next up is Red, and oh boy, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I'm not even over his Pikachu's level. We'll see though. Red time, I trained Chinchou to level 95, and I also taught it Blizzard since it's always hailing to 100% accuracy. You get the Never Melt Ice, get that extra kick against Venusaur, because I'm gonna need everything I can. Use a Surf, took a Surf and a Blizzard. I went for Blizzard after I hit Pikachu with the Surf, not kick. I went for Blizzard, I thought it was just a Venusaur since Red plays like that, like heal. Like, I'm surprised he has as much as a Venusaur. A Blizzard brought down 25% health. Then I decided to finish it off with 1 last Surf. Next up is Venusaur, the one I was scaring. Luckily, Blizzard does a lot of damage, so I was able to bring down the red health. Another Blizzard took it out. Next up is Snorlax. Snorlax was more tanky. If you're wondering why some of my Pokemon are fainted, I intentionally let them faint just so I don't have anything to switch to. Snorlax down to a few Thunderbolts, same thing with Lapras. A few Thunderbolts took it down. And Blastoise the same. Electricity really is kind of a bitch for his team. They use Charizard, Lapras, Blastoise, half similar to electric types. I mean, I know 2 of them resist, but still. Thunderbolts takes out Charizard,